Last month was supposed to see me check many long awaited guides off my to do list, but I think I honestly only got to one at the end of the day. But oh well, simply means more content to come, yes. And today, I believe it is finally time we talk ghosts. No, not the restless ghosts of the constant that we constantly disturb through grave digging, the ghosts of our dead friends. But specifically, I care about what comes from haunting various mobs, items, and structures once you are dead-zo. Like flowers or petals, for example. Ghosts have a 50% chance to create evil flowers or create dark petals upon haunting them. Or they may even increase the spoilage of any of them by 30%. It's not bad for sanity farms, or heck, just getting enough to refine in the nightmare fuel. In a very similar vein, mushrooms that have not been dug up have a 25% chance to change their types, and this is perfect for ensuring either sanity regen with green caps or healing with blue mushrooms. But others that have been dug up have a 10% chance to change and a 25% chance to actually receive increased spoilage time, so be very careful. Both evergreens and birchnut trees have the whopping 0.1% chance of becoming their respective tree guardians, per haunt, mind you. However, know that haunts also count as axe wings, so ghosts can actually chop down trees. But can I just say something? Holy crap, Clay needs to do something about tree guardian spawns. And no, I'm not just talking about this particular instance. Haunting crops themselves is the equivalent of fertilizing them with rot, so do so if you are looking to save on some resources now and then. But haunting the farms themselves without any crops growing in them will actually take away some of the fertilization from the plot, so be very, very careful. Ghosts and their haunting abilities also have a 75% chance at resetting teeth traps that have gone off, but can also make traps trigger too, but the latter really is not useful because it's entirely situational. Now, a telelocator staff has a 10% chance to teleport a nearby creature or player, which really could be quite the troll if you think about it, but is quite funny when you just simply zap a mob away in a simple flash. Starcaller staffs also share a 10% chance of activating, and they will spawn a nearby dwarf star randomly. It could be bad, depending on the location, of course. Also, just haunting a dwarf star as a ghost will extinguish the sucker. Deconstruction staffs can also go off, and deconstructing anything nearby, including items and structures, so be very careful. The chance is low, but it can still be very annoying. But finally, chilled amulets / ice staffs have a 25% and 10% chance at actually chilling or maybe even potentially fully freezing several nearby creatures, and this is also very funny. As I think most people already know, pigmen have a 25% chance of becoming werepigs immediately following a haunting, which can be very, very handy when it comes to pig loot, and not having to wait for a full moon, or having to use 4 monster meats to forcibly transform them. Once again, in a similar vein, hounds have a 50% chance of changing their variants no matter which they already started in. And that is amazing for potentially farming specific gems and maybe even a ton of teeth from those blue hounds. The blood-sucking buzzers of the swamp have a 25% chance of exploding immediately, and don't worry, you will be safe from the damage that causes. Haunting tier 3 spider nests has a 10% chance of turning said tier 3 spider nest into a spider queen. This is great, of course, for multiple reasons. Getting spider queens for some easy spider spawning, and just simply getting rid of any of those pesky, numerous tier 3 nests. Because as we know, once a spider queen is around for a while, she'll revert back to a single tier 1 nest. Campfires and fire pits have a 25% chance and 10% chance at gaining more fuel time respectively. Chance and effectiveness is so slow, however, that I wouldn't even bother. Especially because haunting times for fires is longer than usual, it seems. Are you still yearning for the hunt even while in death? Don't fret, because even ghosts can still love the thrill and track all the same as the others. It's pretty useful actually, and there will be no ghost hunt if the ghosts are the ones doing the hunting. You can cheerfully explode any balloons you wish, but can also blow up more by haunting a pile of balloons yourself. Ain't no party like an afterlife party, it seems. Haunting planted bee mines has a 10% chance of setting them off. However, they simply explode into nothing. So please, no, save the bees. Again, planted bee mines, not just the bee mines themselves. Annoyingly, haunting a crockpot while it's in the cooking process will result in constant wet goop. And this might just be one of the worst offenses any of your ghost friends might commit. Meats have a 25% chance to become their monster meat alternative, which I actually think is kind of cool for some reason, but just be careful not to convert it all at the end of the day. Although, changing cooked meat into cooked monster meat will increase the spoilage time overall, so there you go. Fire staffs have a 10% chance at igniting all nearby structures, mobs, resources, and I think even players. So definitely banish ghosts from around these things. And heck, perhaps it's better just to keep the living and the dead away from fire staffs. Our stinger-having bee friends have a 50% chance of becoming their killer bee counterparts, but why on earth would you do such a thing anyways? The various pig heads and merm heads around the constant will open their eyes just how they do during full moons, so we can quickly take advantage and get them extra nightmare fuels along the way, but remember, you gotta hammer them. But before we finally pass on to the other side, here's a few last tidbits. If you got them, you can light pig torches to fuel them and instantly spawn another guardian pig, which is pretty neat. Blueprints, interestingly enough, have a 50% chance of turning into another random blueprint, but the item will always be that of the same crafting tab. But either way, this is freaking cool. Haunting rock lobsters can instantly net them 500 seconds of growth at a 25% chance per haunt. And this is really great when you want a nearly unstoppable army of sentient rock without having to wait for frickin' ever for them to get their strength up. Funny enough, ghosts can play one-man bands and actually gain pig followers for a time. It's very intriguing, but they won't follow you though. They will stay by the one-man band itself. But there you go, everyone. Quote unquote, all things ghosts. Or at least the haunting side of things. Of course, a dead friend also means sanity loss for the remaining players, and we did not touch on any of the revival mechanics this time around, so maybe we'll do that at a later occasion. And also know that this is not everything related to the haunting mechanic, just the big ones. Thanks for watching, everyone. Well wishes to all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.